What's going on, YouTube? Today, I got a banger video for y'all. We're gonna do a wavelength for the mid taper. This is my first video, so you bear with me and let's rock out, man. So, to start everything off, we're gonna pick the hair out, right? The reason you want to pick the hair out or comb the hair out is because you don't want it stuck to the scalp as you're starting to go through the hair, right? You want to make it as easy as possible. So here, I'm going to start off with a number 2, and I'm taking it down to the desired length, right? Nice clean strokes, going all the way through, right? I'm starting at the back in his crown, right? So that way I can see his pattern, and I'm just flowing straight through. I'm going nice and slow, full passes all the way through. So yeah, man, just to give y'all a little backstory about me, man. I've been cutting for a little minute, man. I started the end of my freshman year of high school. I'm 26 now, so I've been cutting on and off a little bit for a little over 10 years now. I graduated barber college in 2022. I started college in 2020, but life happened, COVID hit, kind of hard for everybody, so took a little bit of time off, but I went and I got everything done, right? So I am fully licensed, right? So now what I'm gonna do, my next step here is I'm brushing the hair down, right? I like to spray a little spritz on or holding spray. I use got to be on alignment just to lock it in, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do frame out work before I start to do my initial tapers. I like to start in the back or the nape of the neck, right? And I do the same thing on both sides, clean it up, and then I like to trace it all the way around the ear before I start my taper. And then I like to use my liners to set my bar line. This is my first initial guideline. I'm setting this line in, you want to be as gentle as possible, right? Because the back of the neck is a very sensitive area. You don't want to create any irritation or any red marks, right? Any cuts or anything like that, because sometimes your liners can be way too sharp. Then I'm gonna come in with clipper no guard all the way open, and I'm going to go up about a finger's width or about an inch, right? I'm multiple passes to make sure everything is at that one desired length, right? You don't want to hit it one time and think everything is going to cut even the first time. No, you go over it multiple times. And after that, I'm going to knock it halfway to start taking that line out, right? Going halfway is not going to take it all the way out. It is only going to soften it up. But I'm going to come back after that halfway. I'm going to go all the way closed right here, and then that's going to knock the rest of that out. A little tip that I like to use, right, that can help with your fading technique is after you go all the way closed, go 3/4 in between the halfway and the completely open, and it's going to help blend the rest of that together. Now here I'm coming with my one guard all the way closed, and I'm going up again about a finger's width, right? Again, same steps, nice simple passes all the way through, making sure everything gets cut evenly, going over it multiple times. You also want to make sure as you're doing this, you cut and you comb or you brush, whichever one it is, just like I'm doing right there. The reason you redo that is to lay that hair back down, because sometimes the hair runs away from you, it curls up, right? So use your comb, use your brush, lay it back down, so that way you can ensure that you're cutting everything to the same level. After I get done with that one, I'm gonna come with my half guard here all the way open, and I'm starting to soften that bottom line out, right? I like to go into multiple steps. I don't want to just go in all the way closed and then work my way open. I like to fade downward. So I go all the way open, halfway, and then all the way closed, and then I go right back into that 3/4 in between, the notch in between, completely open and 1.5, and then everything just comes all the way together for me. Now, when you're blending, you want to use the corners of your clippers, right? You don't want to lay everything completely flush because you don't want to chase that line or push that fade up too high. Here, I'm coming with a 3 guard debulking. Remember, I took everything down with a 2. You don't have to use a 3 guard. That is just what I do, right? I like to come in with the bigger guard to debulk at the top of my fade, and then I work my way back down. But you can easily come with a 2 guard. If I went too closed, you can come with a 2 open. If I went too open, you can come with a 2 open, right? Going against the grain, and it's going to do the same exact thing. Now here I'm coming with the 2 guard, and I'm going to continue to debulk downward, right? Just working at it, feathering at it. As that bulk starts to come down, you're going to start to see the blend is going to blend in together, right? Everything is going to lay in place. So y'all just sit back and watch, and then I'll be right back for the next step. So here, I'm coming with the 1.5, right? And I'm using those corners. If y'all see, I'm angling the clipper, right? Whichever way I'm going, I'm angling to the left, I'm angling to the right, because I'm using only those 2 corners. I'm gonna come with that 1.5 all the way open. I'm gonna work at it until that all the way open don't do no more. Then I'm gonna drop it halfway, all the way closed, and then I'm gonna come back in again with that 3/4. I cannot stress that enough to y'all. Use the notch in between the open and the all the way closed. Now I'm gonna come back and just do detail work, right? Take a step away, look at the mirror, look at something else, walk away for a hot second and come back, right? So that way you can retrain your eye to refocus on that blend. I came back in with the 1, did some detail work. Now I got the 1.5 back on, and I'm going with the grain, right? Just laying everything down. Again, more detail work. The more you start to do certain things, you're gonna see that there's more detail that needs to be done. This is going to take you from every typical barber, right? The more detail you put in, please detail. But you don't want to over detail. The reason I say that is because you can mess the fade up by trying to over detail.
Produced by High Beats.
Yeah, man, shout out to my brother Hype Beats Production, man, for the beat on this video. Y'all gonna be hearing a lot more of his beats, so just stay tuned. He definitely dropped bangers. Now, I'm gonna start on the side table. I'm following the same exact steps. All of that is getting cut off, right? That's me just asking the client did he want it to get cut off. He agreed, so I'm knocking it all off. I'm using my trimmers. Do not be afraid to use your trimmers to set your first initial ball guideline in, bro. Anything you put it in with, you can take it out with if your clippers are not 0 gap. My clippers is 0 gap, so when I go all the way closed, it's gonna take that line completely out, right? But I'm following those same steps. No guard, all the way open, about a finger's width or an inch. Then I'm going halfway, all the way closed. Then I come back up, 1 notch in between, all the way open and halfway. Then I come back in with my 1 guard all the way closed. Multiple passes to make sure everything is at one desired length, right? And following those same steps. All the way closed. Then I come back with my half guard or your 0, whichever one you prefer to call it. All the way open, using those 2 corner teeth. If you notice, when I'm blending, I only use the corner teeth, right? To be more precise when it comes to tapering, when it comes to actually blending everything together. Then I go halfway, repeat the same steps, and then I'm gonna go all the way closed, and I'm going to end off with it 3/4. 1 notch in between, completely open and halfway. Now here, so on the sides, one thing that I didn't do is I didn't come in with the 3 on the sides, right? I came in with the 2 at the top. And again, like I told you in the back, you don't have to use the 3. You can use the 2 all the way open. So that's what I'm doing on the sides, right? Coming in with the 2, debulking, and then I'm gonna work my way back down. I'm gonna come back with the 1.5, and I'm again using those 2 corner teeth. So I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let y'all watch the rest of this side of the table. Now we're getting started on the next side. So see, I'm coming in first with my trimmers. I'm hitting at the tip of the curve, right where the ear is. As you see, me hitting around the curve, right? You don't want to trace the top of the ear. You want to take your trimmers and you want to use one corner. And I like to use a raking method, right? I rock back and forth, back and forth, back and forth while I ensure that I'm cutting those hairs off. And then I'm just gonna repeat the same steps. Once you find your method, right? Once you find your style of fading, lock in on your steps. As long as you stay true to your process, you stay true to your steps, you're always the blend is always gonna come out how you want it to. You just have to stay true to your brand, to your fade technique, to your strategy. So I'm gonna let y'all finish watching this side. I sped it up a little bit, so because it's literally the same step, and I'll hop back on when it's time to start the line and prep up. Oh, for anybody that wants to know the style of clippers I'm using the Stylecraft Instinct X's. Man, these clippers are dope. I promise you they are, man. I didn't get a chance to grab the original Instincts, but these Instinct X's are those. So if you're thinking about grabbing them, don't hesitate, bro. If you can find them, grab them. I'm gonna leave a link to them in the description. So yeah, if you can grab them, grab them. Oh, the guards I'm using are the tight guards. If you don't know what those are, those is what I'm using. So now we getting started on the lining. Now for my lineup prep, I like to use shaving cream and the hot towel method, right? So you take the shaving cream and you just place it over the liner. Now it doesn't have to be hot. I don't use hot lather. I use regular shaving cream. I'll leave a link to the description of the style of shaving cream I use, and then I get a hot towel and I place the hot towel over the lining and I let it sit for a couple of seconds. Right, let the moisture seep into it. Now, what the shaving cream is going to do is it's going to dry the skin up. It's going to lay those hairs down, and it's going to basically get it ready for that ash mark that everybody likes, right? You know how everybody likes to use the pencil. I don't necessarily use the pencil. I can use it, I just don't, right? Because with this prep, it is going to give me the same line, the same ash line as that pencil is going to do, right? But it's more natural. It's a cleaner canvas to work with, right? And I'm coming back with my got to be spritz or a holding spray, whatever you want to call it. Lock everything in. I'm gonna come back with my blow dryer on hot. I like to use hot here to dry it. And now I'm gonna come back with that lining. So the way I do my lining is I like to start in the middle. I go from the tip of the nose and I trace up to the top of where the last hair grows. And I complete one side first. So I go from the tip of the nose up and either left or right. Here, I'm going all the way to one side. I'm going to do the vertical bar and the C cup. I'm going to do everything. And then I'll come back, recenter myself, and then I'll go back to the opposite side. Now here you see me doing a little bit more detail work, right? As you're doing the lining, right? The lining comes last because as you're putting the lining on, it makes the fade pop. So it's going to show you any imperfection. It's going to show you any dark spots or anything that you need to re-hit. Don't get upset. Just re-hit them, right? As long as, that's why I say it's very important to remember your steps. So that way you know what guard to grab when it's time to do more detail work towards the end. And now you see me recenter it. Now I'm using my iPhone. I don't have a camera yet. So if you see that it's kind of locking onto the client and locking onto me in the mirror, don't mind that. That's the cinematic mode on my phone. I didn't lock it onto him. But yeah, that's it. Now I'm gonna lay him back and I'm gonna do some razor work, right? This is just a little close up of me doing the razor work. Now, as you're doing this, you see I have the 245 exposed razor. I've been using this for a couple years. I enjoy using it. I like to be able to see my blade as I'm doing the razor work, right? I'm being very gentle with it. You see, I'm pulling the skin with my opposite hand to create tension. I'm not laying the blade flat. I'm laying it at a 45-degree angle and I'm just gliding, right? I'm letting the razor do all the work. It's very simple strokes. You don't want to dig in because they are extremely sharp and you can cut them. You want to dust it off and you want to go back in and hit that line again. You never want to just do one pass with that razor, man. It's just like when you washing up, right? You never want to just wash your body up one time. You got to make sure you come back and do it multiple times just to make sure that everything is everything, right? Now here, I'm gonna come back with some fibers. Now, yes, I'm using enhancements on this cut. Please do not be afraid of enhancements. Enhancements are strictly that. They are there to enhance the cut. You want to make sure you put a lineup on the client before you add enhancements, right? So that way, when those enhancements are gone, that client still has a base lineup, right? So I came in with that, then I came in with some more spritz, locked everything in place. Now I'm coming back with my hitters. Those liners you see me using at first were my pre-liners, right? Those are ones that I didn't zero gap. They come out the box, not as set, not as sharp, right? Just to give a base of the lineup. After I come with the enhancements, then I come back with my hitters, right? And I just put everything together. Now here what I'm doing is I'm coming and I'm knocking that additional residue off. That holding spray is gonna leave like a slight film over the skin. Just come back with your razor, be real gentle, and clean everything up. Here, you see me tapping the goatee, getting everything cleaned up underneath the neck. We coming up to the end of the video, man. I just want to say I appreciate everybody for tuning into the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, man. And stay tuned because I got some more tutorials that's dropping for y'all, man. Any kind of cut that y'all want to see, please let me know. You can put it in the comment section. Follow me on all my social medias, man. I'm going to drop all of those in the description. And yeah, man, thanks for tuning in with me, man. And I appreciate everybody.